Now, it might sound kind of like a vague question, but really, what's left for Modern Warfare 2 in this year of Call of Duty overall? It's a question that I've found myself asking as I try to look at the big picture plan for my content here on the channel, where I'm genuinely excited to try out uploading some different games here, some more stuff beyond just Call of Duty that you'll see more and more of here in the near future. But when I do top-level planning month over month of sort of framework for what's to come, the question of what's left has still been front and center for Modern Warfare 2 and Call of Duty in particular. Today, I wanted to have a casual discussion with you and talk about what players can expect more in depth than what we discussed recently about the big additions still for Modern Warfare 2, going further down that rabbit hole, talking specifics on a more focused scale. But let me know your thoughts as we go along. What out of the big picture of the year are you looking forward to still? If you enjoyed the video, you find it at all insightful, do me a favor and drop a like on it. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing to stay up to date with all things Modern Warfare 2, Warzone 2, and soon other FPS content here upcoming. I'd love to have you in the community. Finally, check out my friends over at G Fuel, where Code Espresso can get you 30% off on certain items for this month, like Starfruit and others. But for now, let's jump into what's left for Modern Warfare 2. So let's start at a top level seasonally. This part covering a little bit of what we discussed about a couple of days ago, but we're getting it here out of the way so we can avoid the redundancy early on. Season 3, as we've talked about, it's already confirmed that Gunfight will be coming. Now, the amount of maps that come along with that has not yet been confirmed, but internal leaked documentation suggests 4 Gunfight specific maps at launch of the mode if everything were to check out. Plunder is as well going to be coming at some point, though again, they have not pinpointed if that's going to be seasonal launch, Season 3 Reloaded, nothing just yet, so that's something that will be coming in Season 3, but no specifics. Yesterday, we kind of also shifted our tone a bit in discussing what another addition for Season 3 may be, a potential Warzone ranked coming in Season 3. Now, if that's the case, I do not see that happening at the launch, but rather probably around Season 3 Reloaded. You'd be front-loading the seasonal content a bit too much if you ask me, but we saw indication from game files that ranked icons and placeholders were tethered to the prefix S3, denoting Season 3, so it's quite possible that that could be coming as well. I had assumed previously since Season 2 that would be coming Season 4, saving a key pillar of the main game for each individual seasonal launch, but with so many people jumping ship for Warzone, wouldn't be surprised if this is just kind of throwing everything at the wall to see what sticks to retain players. But I mean, listen, zero care anymore. I have zero stake in it. I don't care at all. I'll play it if my friends want to, but I'm also not going to be grinding it out like I did in the past. The main issue isn't the maps or the modes people are leaving for, if you ask me. It's the core gameplay mechanics. So, I mean, I'll take ranked, but I don't think that's going to fix the underlying issues that people have. But anyways, we also will see in Season 3 a new raid episode, Episode 3, likely going to be shifting focus to going after Hadir, now narratively becoming Khaled Al-Assad in the new Modern Warfare universe, with a bundle for Alex as a raid operator. We'll see a seasonal event of some kind. Fingers crossed we also get something more like the Path of the Ronin refresh that we had. I said it before, I'd love to have something included each season that gives us a new mastery camo grind of some kind like we saw with the Path of the Ronin event. And I do think that right off the top of my head, you could do some really cool stuff to bring back classics, since Infinity Ward really clearly loves to recycle content so much and not really create a ton. So off the top of my head, give us Solar and Black Sky from Infinite Warfare. Solar being the individual categorical weapon camo challenge reward, Black Sky is the overall completion reward. Give us Damascus and Obsidian to use. Give us Ruby and Emerald versions of Polyatomic. Simple things that could go a very long way and look awesome on your weapons. Of course, all our seasonal content on top of that will be included beyond the Plunder, Gunfight, maybe Warzone ranked raid episode, all that kind of stuff, but we're not going to focus too much on that here in this video. Weapons, maps, and modes and all that kind of stuff, that's going to be redundant if we say, hey, every single season you're getting more of these. And also because we just don't have enough detailed information to say definitively what would be coming each season over season. We have 15 weapons that we detailed the other day that are still on deck for the rest of the year. There's about 10 maps or so that are still in the game files, but beyond that, we don't know too many specifics. Season 4, though, that's where it gets a little bit interesting because, like we said, ranked could be a little bit of a wild card for Warzone, maybe bolstering that initial offering, but if it's not something that is included with Season 4, perhaps it comes earlier rather than later, maybe Season 3 really does introduce it. But I'm sure that we wouldn't be seeing anything like a gap season, and instead we have an interesting other question mark that could take the seasonal spotlight, if you will, because internal memos that were leaked from December suggested that we'd see another small map introduced, which usually indicates Warzone. Ground War and 6v6 content are never referred to as small maps in the PR jargon. That's reserved for things like Rebirth, Fortune's Keep, and Ashika Island. So who knows? If that wasn't something that was pushed up to Season 2 for Ashika Island, like it was previously planned to be Season 4, but again, because people were jumping ship, they moved it up, just like they did Expo with Modern Warfare multiplayer. That's something that could happen. If that's not the case, though, maybe we do see Season 4 introducing another map of some kind. That'd be the big focal point I would imagine for Season 4. Also, Raid Episode 4 will be coming. That being at mid-season as normal, though storylines for episode 4 and 5, we have no idea, so we're just going to kind of breeze past the mention of that. We don't have any insight into how far the story will progress in 3. Honestly, I think the story kind of progressed at a snail's pace in 1 and 2, so it might not even go too far within episode 3, 4, or 5. I just hope that it sets up by the end of it the next campaign, and maybe we see Makarov introduced specifically in a cutscene. He was in that end credit scene in the campaign, but only the mention of him by just the designation of M. And also, I guess Price named off Makarov in the ending cutscene after the final mission, but you get what I'm saying. They set him up, but they didn't actually introduce him as the character just yet. Now, Season 5, going even further down the line, the big thing that I think is going to be the marketed item here is the Haunting event, assuming we don't have a Season 6, which we'll touch on in just a second. The Haunting event was leaked a long while ago that it would be coming, and would be something we see continue on the passing of the torch, essentially, from Modern Warfare 2019 to Black Ops Cold War. Vanguard didn't really do anything for this, unfortunately, so we are kind of getting back to form with that, but previously we saw the Haunting of Saba event leak. I think it might have even been before the launch of the game, if not right after, but Saba was the internal name for Al Mazrah pre-launch. So essentially you're Haunting of Verdansk, but Haunting of Al Mazrah at that point. Raid, of course, going to be episode 5, and then any seasonal content we have beyond that. No big pillars really are known at the moment or hinted at for that just yet. But as for Season 6, that's where, as it stands, it's possible that we don't see a Season 6, but also possible that we could. From the indications in the game files and marketing jargon stating that we'd only see 5 episodes of the raid down to mathematically a 6th season being a hard fit but possible, it'll be interesting for sure. Taking our shortened 55 days per season comparison that we've seen with Season 2 and just say copying and pasting that time window for Season 3, 4, and 5, mathematically it could work out. 55 days from Season 3's scheduled launch is June 6th. 55 days from June 6th is July 31st, though we wouldn't see seasons launch on a Monday or Tuesday, so that'd be August 2nd. 55 days from August 2nd would be September 26th, and then a launch on September 27th. So mathematically, it is possible because right now we're seeing a Q4 launch for COD 2023, which we'll get to in just a second, but it does get tight. We'd see that likely launch of a game around the halfway point of a season for Season 6, which, again, we haven't heard any information on to date, so it is possible, but I'd say it's about a toss-up right now. But shifting to 2023, if you're not a huge fan of Modern Warfare 2, this is where I think the skepticism rightfully comes into play, because right now, what is rumored is going to be a essential remaster with some bolstered offerings and a brand new campaign. Right now, it's kind of rumored that we'll see content from Modern Warfare 2 transition over and carry over into COD 2023, a first of what we'd see with that happen. But I mean, it's still Modern Warfare fundamentally. So with so many people being potentially jaded from this game, would they even like what Sledgehammer has as an extension? But regardless of what the thought process may be behind that, COD 2023's reveal is going to be coming up here sometime in the next month, 2, 3 months at this point. Historically speaking, it's right on the cusp of right now we're at of Season 3 or Season 4. With Season 4 potentially launching on June 6th, following that 55 days of Season 2 from the launch of Season 3's date, pending no delays, June 6th would be right in that territory where we have seen reveals happen before. Modern Warfare 2 was revealed, gameplay and story trailer being launched on June 8th, which would then be 2 days after what would be a Season 4 for Modern Warfare 2, but that was Season 3 of Vanguard. Vanguard's reveal happened on August 19th of 2021, Season 5 of Cold War. Cold War's reveal happened on August 26th of 2020, Season 5 of Modern Warfare 2019, and Modern Warfare 2019 was revealed on May 30th of 2019, what would be by estimations a comparable Season 3 launch here for that trailer. But again, all over the place kind of, but it is something that we are getting into that window where upcoming, we do have a reveal of COD 2023 at some point. Now, as for beyond that even, the year still looks to hold a couple of things for whatever COD 2023 may end up being. Insider Gaming and Tom Henderson, Industry Insider, previously reported that we'd see 2 beta weekends starting on October 6th going until October 16th, those 2 weekends there to follow. Campaign Early Access was something that was apparently reported, and honestly, after seeing this happen within Modern Warfare 2, I really liked the Campaign Early Access period for Modern Warfare 2. You got to play the campaign, got to experience everything like that early, and didn't have to kind of fight for what you wanted to jump into on day one. Whether it be MP, Spec Ops, or Campaign, you had already one of those potentially knocked out for an entire week at that point. But Campaign Early Access is right now rumored to be around November 2nd later this year, and a full release of the game coming about a week later around November 10th. So that said, there's a lot still up on deck in terms of big ticket items and big sort of hot zones on the calendar, but in regards to overall content itself for, say, Modern Warfare 2, we are starting to kind of burn through all the big stuff here still up on deck. So in that case, I kind of want to turn to what I think should and could be added, though it might be a little bit too late in some degree. Again, we've talked about it before. I thought that the Path of Ronin event was awesome with that refresh, but I'd love additional mastery camos and challenges overall. Not necessarily just those Path of the Ronin refresh challenge sort of equivalents, though I'd be all for that. I still think if you introduce something like an Obsidian style for overall that you could end up getting in not a limited time grind, I think that would do very well. I think a prestige shop would be something phenomenal for MP, DMZ, and Warzone rewards. Camos for reaching certain levels, playtimes, wins, exfils, kills, and so on and so forth, incentivizing further play, but offering up something that, again, players can find value in. So while I do think that we have still an okay number of things to look forward to, and while we will start to burn through things here quickly, I do hope that we get a little bit more on the tail end, because once we get towards season 4, 5, that's where the question marks really start to get into that summer lull period. But if we're already approaching that earlier on, it might not be the best sign for Call of Duty fans overall. So I guess that's where we're at. Again, just wanted to kind of casually discuss with you here what we can still look forward to in the year and what sort of big marks, if you want to come back for just the big stuff, you should be aware of, all born out of just simply me trying to figure out my schedule. So might be a bit out of the ordinary for a video. If you made it this far, I appreciate you. Appreciate you stopping by. But that said, that's what we're going to call it. Let me know your thoughts down below. Again, out of anything in particular here, what are you guys hoping to see? Are you looking forward to anything in particular? Whatever the case, drop your thoughts down below. But if you enjoyed the video, you found it at all insightful, do me a favor and drop a like on it. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing to stay there with all things Modern Warfare 2, Warzone 2, and anything COD related. But for now, thanks so much for watching. Modest Man Espresso. I'll see you guys later. Take care and peace.